Welcome in, everyone, for an important Long Island High School men's lacrosse matchup brought to you by the continued partnership of the LI Sports Network and LILJ. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Ellis Joshua for color commentary. Obviously, it wouldn't be a complete broadcast without him. Rowan Loddick over on the board. She's going to be running your replays and doing a fantastic job. And the legendary Rin Shimano on camera. You're going to be getting some beautiful shots. Ellis, you're the man when it comes to breaking down these matchups. I know you got a lot of stuff prepared, so where do you want to dive in? Do you want to start with the home team, the Lions?
Yeah, let's start with the home team, West Islip, as we get ready for the opening face-off here momentarily. So West Islip of Suffolk Class B, they come into this matchup 2-0, so this is game 3 for them on the season, and they're coming off of a good win just 3 days ago, back on April 1st, against the reigning Class C state champions, the Bayport Blue Point Phantoms, by a score of 13-9. So West Islip, they are looking to remain unbeaten on the season, looking to improve their record to 3-0, and they're off to a good start early on here in the season. You know, getting a chance to kind of hear from their head coach Tom Corcoran, leading up to the high school season. One of the things that he had talked about with his team, one of the biggest keys was health, because last year they were very banged up, had a lot of injuries. So I know they're doing some different things this year with their training program and things like that just to stay healthy. And so far, so good for West Islip, getting off to a 2-0 start here on the season.
Now, turning over to the visiting team, to Farmingdale, 2-1, so they've played one extra game. What have you seen through their first 3 so far?
Yeah, so Farmingdale coming off of a win against Long Beach, 14-4, just 3 days ago. And for Farmingdale in this game, I think one of the big keys is going to be at the face-off X here as we get ready for this opening face-off. And for the Dalers, it's the junior J.J. Damo taking face-offs for them. And I think that's going to be very important for the Dalers in this matchup against a really tough and really good West Islip team.
Obviously, face-off can win you and lose you games. It's one of those special parts of lacrosse as we're into the opening face-off. West Islip will find the initial scoop. Farmingdale coming in quickly, trying to force this ball onto the deck. It does hit, but the Lions quickly recover and flip it into the offensive end. Our first look at Will Shores, trying to break it down in front of the net. His pass intercepted, and Farmingdale take it back just as easily.
That's a nice job for Farmingdale by Jake Mangio, the Bryant commit, number 42, coming up with that deflection and getting the ball back for the Dalers as they look to clear up to the offensive end of the field.
One of our official starters for the game, Mangio, a defensive midfielder, so obviously brings a little bit of extra flavor. I always love it when players start to specialize. High school is the time you have to do it, but by the time you hit the NCAA level, it truly does make a difference. Farmingdale getting set right now, 47 seconds left on the shot clock. About a minute into this game now, Ellis, and well, this is the first real settled set that we're going to see. Is there anything that you want to get a look from the Dalers of?
Well, I think for Farmingdale, and really for both sides, but I think the ball movement is going to be key. You definitely don't want the ball to be sticking, and it's really just about trying to take advantage of the matchups that both teams are looking for, trying to set picks, get short stick matchups. So I think that's really going to be key for both teams.
Pass going a little astray here, going to be ruled as a shot, so it will go out of bounds. Obviously, the backup will belong to the Dalers, and we'll put it back into action with 16 seconds on the shot clock now. Looks like the field is having some technical difficulties with the shot clock. Only one of them's working right now, so we'll get that fixed on your screen as well. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Dalers making the move, looking at inverted up high. Shot rings the crossbar, bouncing around, goes back to the Dalers for a second, and they will regain control with a fresh 60 seconds. Wrapping down X, a shot save from the starting goaltender, Travis Vine.
And that's a great save there by Vine. Nice job by Farmingdale getting a shot on goal there on that first attempt with short time on the shot clock. And a lot of times as a goalie, of course, you got to be aware and be cognizant of those rebounds. Dalers getting a second shot opportunity, but Vine able to come up with the save.
Ball will go back over to the Dalers, though. A little bit of a flub on the clear right there. So once again, another set piece should be coming up for Farmingdale. They got 2, I think, good looks on the doorstep, just got shut down by Vine.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Kevin. So far, I think the Dalers have to like the shot opportunities that they got on their first offensive possession. And you got to figure if you just continue to get those quality shot attempts, eventually the ball will go your way and it will cross that goal line.
Right alley right now. Flip back up high. Just looking for the set piece. Josh Kama gets a touch. In a long stick matchup right now, dodging right off to it, will pass right as well. 20 seconds gone by on the shot clock. Another ball put on net and another save for Vine.
Boy, Vine seeing some early shots.
Turnover on the clear though, Ellis.
Yeah, Vine seeing some shots early and often so far and coming up with some big stops. But yeah, as you alluded to, Kevin, just unable to clear the ball as West Islip. So this will be another offensive possession for the Dalers.
Kama backing up towards that West Islip logo. Will start his dodge now. Has a man out in front to try to set a pick, but 3 Lions are flanking in front of him. Kama will flip it back up to the high slot. Finding a connection with Watrous. Puts it out in front and off to the left of the goal. Backup should belong to the Lions here as, hey, they killed off 30 seconds, gave up an okay look, but that was one of their better defensive stands. Now it's just about this clear.
Yeah, that was a nice defensive stance by West Islip. Officials ruling that a pass, which went out of bounds, of course, and now West Islip, it's just about being able to clear and getting the ball up to their offense, which they are able to do this time.
Giving it back over to Schwartz. He was the only Lion that got a touch on it earlier before his pass was intercepted. So now the Lions looking for clean control. A sidearm rip, and we got our first of the game.
Chase Busking, number 9 for West Islip. The junior going to Siena, scoring the game's first goal. And Busking, he is definitely a lethal offensive player for West Islip. Just a step-down rifle right there by Busking. And it is a 1-0 game in favor of the home team.
Nice sidearm rip, bounce into the back of the net. Matt Hughes, the starting netminder for the Dalers. Obviously, we'll like to get a couple more shots his way to make his first save. Goaltenders tend to want to get those early looks, to get those early stops, to get the momentum. Obviously, nothing to be concerned about just yet. Faulkner will get it all the way down before flipping it off to his more offensive-minded teammates. Chase getting another touch onto it. Obviously, we do have to make the difference between number 9 Chase and number 27 Derek, the 2 brothers starting on attack together.
Oh yeah, the Busking brothers, definitely household names for this West Islip program. Expect to be saying both of those names a lot throughout this broadcast and throughout the high school season for West Islip if they want to be successful.
Schwartz looking for a jump shot. It was ripped off his stick, and the Dalers try to get the clear going. Meeting some interruption on the 40-yard line. The referees will blow a quick whistle. I believe we're getting a timeout here, Ellis.
Yeah, we are getting a timeout, our first timeout of the game, taken by Farmingdale. Looking like they were in a little bit of trouble there as they were trying to clear the ball up to their offense. So Coach Dunn going to use one of his 2 timeouts here in this first half.
What do you think about the early timeout right there, just to keep possession going for your team?
Yeah, you know, you could say maybe a little bit early for the timeout as we're just 4.5 minutes into the game. But, you know, I can understand using the timeout because in a game like this, possessions are going to be valuable because this can definitely be a very close game that goes right down to the wire. And so valuing each possession is going to be super important. So I can definitely understand the timeout taken by the Dalers.
Absolutely. Possession in lacrosse, pretty much the thing you have to track more than anything else. It's something that is hard to come by. You know, if you look at your specialty players, your Fogos or your goaltenders, those are the 2 guys you turn to generate possessions the most. If you're getting beat at both of those positions, kind of have to do whatever it takes in order to win possession. Timeout can be one of those things. I would counteract that, though, by saying the Dalers, their ride has been great so far.
Yes,
so
it has.
The fact that that's a way that you can get possession, even if you take a shot, you miss, maybe you don't get the backup, maybe it's another save.
Yeah, and we've seen that so far early in this first quarter. We've seen West Islip having a little bit of difficulties at times clearing the ball, which is definitely a testament to the Dalers doing a nice job on the ride, being able to create more offensive possessions.
So the Dalers are going to start this off again. Farmingdale's coach is giving out some final barking commands to make sure their team is set in the right way. Matt Hughes will get a touch on it, flips it back over to the left, and it looks like Farmingdale will get an easy clear.
So nice job by Asensio getting
Got
the
too
ball.
many numbers there, though, Ellis.
Yeah.
It's 7 offsides.
Yeah, that's a great call by our officials, and tough out of the timeout for Farmingdale, committing the offsides turnover.
And here comes the ride we've been talking about. West Islip. Do they get pushed out of bounds? No, we're going to get another timeout. So now these coaches trading those early timeouts, you know, it's the same principle on both sides.
Yeah, so again, it's all about valuing those possessions. And Coach Corcoran definitely feeling that he wanted to take a timeout here just to kind of settle things down here and try to have his team convert a successful clear back up to their offense.
Absolutely. And again, you know, it might be a little bit of early season things as well. You know, you're talking about you're getting your sea legs underneath you with these first couple of games. You want to make sure that the small details are hit well because, well, later on in the season, then you don't have to talk about those small details. You can save those timeouts for the big situations. You're, you know, trying for one last goal with 30 seconds left on the clock type thing. 100%,
especially in games like this where, of course, both teams want to win this game for sure. But this, of course, is a non-league matchup.
Yep.
So you'd rather have mistakes happen in a game like this than as opposed to in a league game where you're vying for playoff standings and seeds and things like that. So it's definitely a good opportunity to kind of work out the kinks and make sure that you're good to go for when you take part in those league matchups, which these two teams have had a couple league games already.
So we'll be getting going out of this timeout. 7:02 left in the first quarter. A reminder that Ellis told me about a little bit earlier. No time pressure to get this ball cleared in high school. That's an NCAA rule and above. So they have as much time to find this into the offensive half of the field. Then the 60-second shot clock starts, as you can see right now. West Islip just trying to find their set.
Yeah, so they got the ball up to their offense. Okay, so now the shot clock has started, and it looks like now we do have the shot clock working
on both
sides of the field.
So that's great. Everyone at home should be able to see the shot clock now just above our game clock as West Islip try to find it over to Quinn Riley. Riley in the high slot, stuttering off to his right, passing it right now into the right alley. Finding a connection with his teammate Nick Henry, who controls the rock. Back over to Chase Busking. Like Ellis said, we're going to be saying him and his brother's name a lot this game. Down low for the other Busking, and he'll flip it at X. As it looks like the referees are just having a quick conversation on the field about the shot clock. Trying to hear exactly what they're saying. We're not far away from the field, Ellis, but still.
Yeah, trying to just make out what our officials are saying. So right now the shot clock is sitting at 22 seconds.
Which seems correct. We did have, like you said, that the shot clock problem where one of them was lit up on one side of the field, the other wasn't lit up. And now we're getting going. So it stays at 22, now ticking down. So just back to normal. West Islip at the door front right now. Busking trying to shake free. He's getting pushed all around, not able to let the shot fly. Now gets in front and hits it off someone's helmet. Pops high into the air in play. West Islip trying to do something with a short amount of time in the right alley. Door front rings the bar and will sail out of bounds. Should go to the Lions, but a shot clock violation does ring out.
Yeah, the shot there as time expired, not on Cage, so that will result in the shot clock violation, giving the ball back to the Dalers as they look to clear up to their offense.
So a couple defensive stands now coming out for both sides.
Yeah, that's a nice job by the Dalers, making West Islip use the entirety of that shot clock there and not get a shot on goal. And so now it's the Dalers back with it on offense.
Once again, we've seen a couple of settled sets for them, just haven't been able to find the back of the net, but lacrosse is a naturally high-scoring game that will change at some point. You just got to continue to test your luck.
Yeah, it's all about just being able to generate quality shots.
Once again, too many men.
Yeah.
That was another 7 on the wrong side of the field. So that's something the Dalers are going to have to watch. In transition, Schwarz almost got it into his pocket. Would have been all alone to make it 2-0, but instead the Dalers find some life and get another opportunity for this clear.
Yeah, West Islip trying to take advantage of that turnover and get out in transition, but Schwarz just unable to handle that one cleanly. So the ball back with the Dalers.
Asensio will get it into the offensive half. Is it too many men again?
Man.
That's another 7.
Definitely very uncharacteristic of the Dalers to have these types of turnovers 3 times in the first quarter here.
Took the words out of my mouth right there. That's the 3rd time it happened. Quinn Riley with it again. He has some speed down the middle of the field, splitting off to his right. Riley looking for a cannon. Will get on net, and the save was made. Shot clock will reset. West Islip have a new 60 to work with. A long-range one goes right into the stick of Matt Hughes, and the Dalers regain composure. All the way thrown for a ground ball. That's one way to clear. Pass out in front. They score. Vine wasn't able to shut that one down. We have a tie game 1-1 with 4:14 to play in the first quarter. What a feed, Ellis.
Great feed, and the finish for the Dalers by number 2, Kevin Renison, and Farmingdale. I feel like they used the momentum that they generated on the defensive end with those consecutive saves by Hughes, and they turn it into their first goal of the game to tie up the score at 1 apiece.
So despite giving up 3 consecutive too many men, they do find the next goal in the game, and hey, everything can be forgiven. That's a nice face-off win right there for number 4, J.J. Dama, like you were talking about.
Yeah, now the Dalers a chance to jump in front for the first time here today. So a nice face-off win for the LIU commit Damo, the junior.
Obviously, that's one of the funner things to keep track of in this game. In any Long Island high school lacrosse game, you always know there's going to be a couple of kids committed to some good D1 programs.
Absolutely, for sure. And these programs, both Farmingdale and West Islip, with a number of commits to play at the next level.
Give the ball back up top to Kama. Looks to make a step off to his left, then spins around. Check that. Kama was over to the left side wearing number 99. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Farmingdale have to do something with it quickly. Ball at X right now. Inverted back to the goal line in the right alley. Passed out in front, and a big body check coming through. Vericchio laying his man out, and I believe it's going to be a ball over to West Islip because of it.
Yeah, the shot there for the Dalers. That one by Jack Watrous, the freshman, but that shot just not on goal there, forcing that shot clock violation. And now it's West Islip with a nice defensive stance, and now looking to get the ball up to their offense.
Quick and efficient clear this time. Farmingdale maybe backing up a little bit more than they have been. Ball will be given over to Will Schwarz as he'll wait for the rest of his offensive-minded midfielders to join him. 50 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time to work with. 2:37 left in the quarter. We have a 1-1 game on our hands. Ball hits the floor. West Islip not in any particular danger just yet, and the ground ball will be found. In defense is currently number 16 for Farmingdale as the ball does hit the deck, and this time it's a GB for the Dalers. Trying to find the open man on the other side.
Farmingdale with a great defensive stance there. Aiden McGivelry with that caused turnover.
Shot in transition will go into the stick of Vine, and he'll shut another one down. I believe up to like about 3 saves now already in the game.
Yeah, and that an easy save there for Vine. That one right into his stick. And just like that, ball is back on offense with West Islip.
Longhorn will get it in and then come over to the sideline. Nick Henry trying to set up from the logo. 1:33 to play in the quarter now. Still a 1-1 game. Lions give the ball over to the left alley. Long shot coming up, and it's down low and in. Will Shores finds his first of the game. Oh, check that, Ellis. Was that actually Quinn Riley, number 11, not number 1? So Quinn Riley gets it off the step and shot, as you can see on the replay, and gets it down low.
Yeah, Quinn Riley, the senior, headed to Bucknell, able to find the back of the net on that shot, and that fires up that West Islip sideline, and that puts them in front here 2-1 with now 1:20 remaining here in this first quarter.
So we go back to the face-off dot, and it's going to be another one for J.J. Damo going quickly down the middle of the field. Damo still with it, then had it ripped out of his stick at the last second. And now West Islip will find a breakaway from themselves.
That was a great defensive play there by Tyler Vericchio.
Shot will be airmailed high and wide. The Lions will get the backup and try to bring it back into the play quickly. Busking will pick it up at the end line.
So now you have about a 6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So West Islip, they can essentially play here for the final possession of this first quarter.
3-1 lead after the first quarter does not sound bad at all. Nick Henry in the right alley will take it up high. Like Ellis said, they're going to hold for the last shot here, so don't expect them to make a move too early. As I say that, left alley dodge in the works. Long-range shot bounces off the ground, and Hughes comes away with it.
So they do shoot early there. The save by Hughes. Now let's see if the Dalers can take advantage and come up with the equalizer.
On transition, not going to look for anything just yet. Still 20 seconds on the clock, and now they fully can hold for the last shot. Ball at X right now, inverted up high, pass out in front. They score with a quick stick. Waiting for the referees to give confirmation. They'll have a discussion right on the crease.
Let's see what the call is. Waiting for our officials to signal.
Having a conversation with West Islip that the Lions don't look too happy about. And it looks like we will have a good goal.
So that goal for the Dalers, scored by Kevin Renison, his second, and the assist there by number 3, Dean Cott. So now a 2-2 game. Farmingdale, they took advantage of the time that was given to them towards the end of this first quarter, and we have a 2-2 ball game.
See what we can do with 13 seconds, Ellis. Face-off going to be crucial for either side. Damo has gotten the better of his opponent the last couple of times. Damo trying to force it off to his right, getting tied up, and we'll get a quick whistle. Ball will go over to West Islip, and they'll try to do something with 10 seconds now.
So it looks like there was a hold call. Yeah, I think that should have been on West Islip.
So it will go on West Islip. So the holding on West Islip will give Farmingdale one last possession with 10 seconds. So they'll try to take a lead. This ball will start off very, very far away from the net, but space is being ceded by the Lions.
So possession is starting with Mangio.
Faulkner in defense on the long stick, staying with his man. Pass down low, almost in front of the doorstep. A long stick in offense, looks for a shot. Not exactly the highest percentage right there, Ellis, and will stay 2-2 after the first quarter.
So we are all even after one. How about that first quarter between these two teams? Took a little bit of time for both sides to settle in offensively, but both teams getting a number of shot opportunities, and we are all tied up at 2 through the first quarter here.
Absolutely. I mean, you really do have to talk about a little bit, just a little bit, about the Farmingdale too many men on the offensive end. Happened 3 times, so that did definitely slow down their offensive capabilities, but they've recovered nicely since then. And to get themselves into a tie game after 12, it sets themselves up nicely for the next 12.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely take the 2-2 score right now. Like you said, Kevin, considering those turnovers, those unforced, uncharacteristic turnovers, this is a game where they could have found themselves trailing, facing a multi-goal deficit here, but we are in fact tied, so I do think the Dalers definitely have to take that, and of course they'll look to clean up those mistakes as we enter the second quarter.
You also got to give a shout out to both goaltenders so far. Matt Hughes and Travis Vine have made some important saves for their respective sides. I mean, this game could have very quickly gotten out of hand for Farmingdale if Matt Hughes wasn't calm in his cage.
Yeah, he had a nice sequence where he made those back-to-back saves, and then the Dalers able to feed off of that on the offensive end and cash in. So a lot of times you can see saves that just kind of build that momentum for an offense, and we saw that for the Dalers, able to take advantage.
So we'll go back to the face-off dot. Seen a couple go the way of J.J. Damo recently. If he can continue that trend, he'll give the Dalers a perfect opportunity to win this game. Delgado trying to change his fortunes will get a false start, and Farmingdale will get the rock.
So that will go down as another win for Damo at the X. Dalers looking for the lead.
Shot quickly taken and sailed above the crossbar. Dalers will get the backup and send some new personnel out onto the field. 11:52 in the quarter, so in 10 seconds they already got that quick setup. Kama gives it over to his left. Schmeier going down low to the goal line extended, will set up at X. In a short stick matchup right now, so he might try to bite on something here. Passing it over to the left alley, room to shoot up high, and it's saved by Vine.
Another nice save by Vine, and the quick outlet as he got that one up ahead to Mickey Faulkner. So a nice job by West Islip getting that save and quickly getting the ball into the offensive end of the field.
Buskin got that pass from his brother as he brings it over to the left wing. Nick Henry with the rock now. Henry has Schwarz, will give it over to him. Schwarz holding on. 40 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time for the Lions to work with. Back to Nick Henry on the right side of the field. Henry still slowing this play down a little bit. Taking a trot down low, goal line extended. Schwarz to Busking. Busking up top. Fake shot. That was a nice little bait from Chase there.
Nice hitch.
Back over for Nick Henry. He'll try to put it out in front and broken up by Hughes. Flipped very high into the air. Got a whistle from the referees beforehand, and it looks like the ball will belong once again to Farmingdale. 2-2 still to score. Minute 30 gone by in the second quarter.
And another defensive stance for the Dalers with that save there by Matty Hughes. Nicely done, keeping this game tied up. So like you said, Kevin, definitely have to shout out both goalies so far.
Out in front, and Vine with another save, just as you say it.
We have ourselves a good old-fashioned goalie battle here in this matchup so far.
Listen, their save percentage might reflect hockey goalies right now, less than lacrosse goalies. As another big hit comes down for Farmingdale. That will jar the ball loose. I believe we're going to get a penalty upcoming on the Dalers, so we'll go back over to West Islip.
Yeah, so this possession will in fact be going back to West Islip. So they have the ball now, looking to clear up the field.
Give it over to their quarterback, Vine. That might be too many men in their own end. It was quickly avoided.
Good active sticks by the Dalers.
Ball is just sent all the way down, and Nick Henry somehow comes away with it. We'll find Schwarz in space.
So a little bit of helter-skelter there for West Islip, but still able to successfully clear that ball up to their offense as they look to now recapture the lead.
Sometimes it's not about how you get the clears, it's about how many clears you get.
Hey, it's not always going to be pretty.
When you're in a slugfest like this, just more about how many times you can put a goal up there. Nick Henry right now going down to X is in a prime position to make something happen. Henry spinning back over to his left, trying to invert it up high. A pass to the middle, shot taken. I think that was a little wide.
Yeah, that shot was in fact wide, but a great look as the shot there by Michael Hazelton, just wide. Ball still with West Islip with now 15 to shoot.
Busking, looking to invert, finds it over. Henry on a sharp angle. His shot was saved. Ball now loose. The shot clock will reset as the GB is picked up by Riley. Flag goes flying as well, and Riley will slow this one down. Getting some coaching right now from his sideline. 47 seconds on the shot clock, and look at the calmness over the Lions at this point. They know exactly what to do in this situation.
Yeah, and this is going to be a free play here with the flag, like you mentioned, Kevin. So West Islip don't necessarily need a sense of urgency here.
Some room, and that rang the crossbar after a shot was saved by Hughes. So like you said, the free play, possession will go back over to West Islip. They'll go on the man-up opportunity as well.
Man, and what a great look there for West Islip as that one, like you said, a save for the Dalers, also off the pipe. So a fresh 60 for West Islip. But again, with these goaltenders so far, definitely not seeing a shortage of shots coming their way.
Long-range shots, but they're getting heat behind it, which is the important part. They've not been easy saves for Matt Hughes. They haven't been clean saves. There's been bodies out in front as well.
Yeah, and you definitely have to rely on your defense as well. Any way you can come up with that stop, even if it bounces off of someone and winds up being a save for the goalie, any way you can get it, you'll take it.
So on the man up we go. Rock given over to Riley. He'll flip it down low. Controlled by Busking. He'll still hold on to it, giving it to the X position with his brother. Inverted to the right alley. Quick pass is coming out for the Lions, and a shot once again high above the crossbar from Quinn Riley. Backup does belong to West Islip. 2-2 still to score. 7:44 remaining in the quarter. West Islip getting back into play with room was Chase Busking. Not going to let it fly. On the right side now, another tough angle, and I think Hughes may have gotten a piece of that. Does fly out of bounds and back over to the Lions.
So we're not going to get a reset here. So still now just 22 on the shot clock for West Islip. Looking to take advantage of the man up.
Chase Busking playing catch with Quinn Riley. Riley sends it to the right side. Back up top for him. Riley getting some speed behind it and gets it off the deck and in.
So West Islip, they do in fact cash in on the man up. And for Quinn Riley,
look at the room.
A lot of room, like you said, Kevin, and the step down rifle there for his second of the game. And that puts West Islip back in front 3-2.
Again, there's a reason kids like him commit to play NCAA Division I. You can see it on the field. He's got a cannon behind his shot. Knows where to place it as well.
Yeah, just unloaded that one there. And again, West Islip, nice job ultimately cashing in on that man up to take that 1-goal lead as we're now back at the face-off X.
Remember, the story has been Dama winning these ones recently. Doesn't get it himself, but it's still a win for Farmingdale. Now Dama with some space. Up the right alley, looking for a quick shot, and it's saved by Vine. High into the air. Farmingdale looks like they'll come away with it. We got 2 flags on the field now. It's laundry day here in West Islip.
Yeah, Damo, he saw some daylight, and he let that one go. And the save by Vine. So another save on his totals today. But like you said, Kevin, the flag's down.
I believe we have a flag, Ellis, over on the 5-yard line on the near side. Then a second flag came out later on the 5-yard line on the far side, and it looks like both of them will go against the West Islip.
Yes, that is correct. Those flags both against West Islip. So now it's the Dalers up 2 men here. So you talk about a golden opportunity to try to tie up this score once again. Dalers looking to capitalize.
Caught in the 2-man. Is going to be operating from the high slot. A shot taken from the left alley. Vine makes a save and now looking to snatch on top of it. And all of a sudden, West Islip look like they're through the worst of it. Vine still has a tough job of trying to find the clear. Sails it a little bit too far above the head of Faulkner into the offensive end. And a timeout taken quickly by West Islip. Not early. I can't disagree with that one at all. That's a perfect time to use a timeout.
Yeah, they do get the timeout there. So great timing because the ball was in Busking's stick, and that was when they were granted that timeout, right before he flinged it over to the offensive side of the field. So Coach Cork using the second of his 2 timeouts here in the first half. So this ball will be coming to West Islip out of this timeout here. And they did a nice job on that defensive stance, down 2 men, being able to deny Farmingdale that game-tying opportunity. And now they'll look to add to this lead coming out of the timeout.
And again, you really got to start looking at it from the perspective of Farmingdale. They can't be nervous in this game quite yet, Ellis, because of the way that J.J. Damo is playing. They know that they're going to continue to get looks. It's just about maybe getting a couple of reps. You know, you talk about it in baseball. The guy that's in the batter's cage, he's going to take his swings. He might strike out, but he'll go and talk to the guy on deck. That's the same kind of communication that Farmingdale needs right now. One guy takes a shot. Maybe he sees something with Vine. He might not get the next shot, but tells that to his teammate, hey, maybe go low and away. Maybe go short side, high stick. You know, simple things like that, that might be all it takes for Farmingdale to get that next goal.
Oh, yeah, of course. The Dalers are definitely not rattled by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, all of these guys have played in big-time pressure-packed situations, and I also do think that sometimes you just have to tip your hat. Like, Travis Vine, he's had a number of saves in this game for West Islip, and he is a huge reason why they have this 1-goal lead at the moment, as it's Busking losing that ball, but
does get it over to the other Busking, who will step out of bounds. So the Dalers will try to get some more man-up opportunity time. Have to clear this ball quickly, though. Into the offensive half. Shot clock will start to tick now, but it's still 58. It's almost full. Ball down low on the doorstep. Vine, what a fantastic save.
And there it is once again. Travis Vine coming up with a big-time save for West Islip.
Now getting the rock back as well. Vine, he's just going to heave this one all the way down. Somehow, a touchdown pass with Schwartz.
Oh, great handle there by Will Schwartz on the Hail Mary play by Vine. Nicely done for West Islip.
West Islip, I think I just found your next star wide receiver when next fall comes around.
We got to find out if Schwartz plays football. Would not be surprised.
Quinn Riley controlling the ball down low. Riley with 30 seconds on the shot clock, trying to find some room to dodge around his short stick matchup. Has some passing options, looking to level the shoulder. Instead gives it up high. Work to the right alley, touched by Nick Henry. Henry looking for the middle, and we get some contact. Referees are quickly going to raise their hands and call the whistle. So the ball will stay with West Islip. 60 seconds back onto the clock.
Yeah, the push there on the Dalers definitely looked like the correct call. So this will, in fact, remain with West Islip. Like you said, fresh 60 on the shot clock.
Here's Quinn Riley, scored the most recent goal in the game. Riley trying to dodge around. He's getting whacked at right now and stays strong through all of it. Down low to the X position we go. Derek Busking. Not an easy matchup for him. Busking to the goal line, spins left, gets a pick. Busking down low to X, flips it up high. Quinn Riley from range, and it's straight into the stick of Matt Hughes, makes another save. We have 4:40 left in the half, 3-2 the score for the home team, the Lions.
Hughes once again coming up with a big save for the Dalers, keeping this a 1-goal game.
Some
Now
whacks going right now, but they were all airmailed by number 9, Chase Busking. He almost forced a turnover right there. Now 4:20 to play in the quarter, 53 seconds on the shot clock. Ball given up high. Number 99, Josh Kama. Have you seen anything you've liked so far out of the Farmingdale offense?
Well, again, I do think the Dalers have to like the shots that they're getting. Again, I think sometimes you just have to tip your hat to the opposition.
Right there, that pass out in front never reached its intended target, and Faulkner will come away with it. Faulkner going all the way to the offensive end and will get a clean pass off to Derek Busking. I mean, talk about a long stick midfielder. That's textbook right there.
That is nicely done. And West Islip with another defensive stance. So they preserve that 3-2 lead. And once again, another chance looking to add to it.
Quinn Riley rocking his stick with one hand. A pass will go behind his target and go all the way out of bounds. So that opportunity quickly snuffed out. 3:21 left in the half. Farmingdale will get this back into action with a pass over to Matt Hughes. Gets it to the far side now. On the far sideline, Farmingdale have some space. Chase Busking trying to make something out of the ride. Does get it quickly. A little bit of miscommunication from West Islip about how many men they could have on the side. Vine with a great hustle effort to get there for the backup. Travis Vine, have yourself a day.
How about that? Travis Vine just laying out, and he was awarded the call there, closest to it, giving the ball back to West Islip as they look to clear up to their offense.
They get it to Nick Henry. He has some room to work right now. Pass off to his left. Shot taken into the back of the net. It's Derek for a 4-2 lead. So we got a quick replay of that here, Ellis.
So a nice dish there by Henry. And then it's Derek Busking taking care of the rest. Little stumble after that shot, but it is good nonetheless. And that is now a 4-2 lead for West Islip.
2:46 left in the quarter. We go back to the face-off X. JJ Dama, what do you got in store for us right now? Farmingdale trying to take this opportunity to reset a little bit. And Damo, hey, what do you know? He can't open the ball and get it up into the offensive end. Quick opportunity coming, and what do you know? Another save for Travis Vine.
Yeah, and you know, I was going to say, Kevin, we got to, again, give credit to Vine on that previous possession, laying out to get that possession back for West Islip, and they turned it into a goal. And then once again, coming up with another save for the Lions, keeping this a 4-2 game. And looks like he's going to have to come up with another save here as the ball now back with the Dalers after that turnover.
Faulkner in on defense right now, one of the better defensemen that West Islip can roll out there. They'll quickly shift the ball away from that matchup against number 44. We hit the 2-minute warning in the half. 35 seconds left on the shot clock. West Islip, they've scored the last couple of goals unanswered.
Oh, nice look.
Pass down to the X position. Ellis was saying it was a good look developing right there. Ball in the slot. Once again down below the goal line. Farmingdale taking their time. 10 seconds left. Pass out in front. And another save for Vine. Ball is loose in the crease. Vine trying to clamp on top of it. And the referees will blow a quick whistle pointing direction of the Dalers. So a new 60, Ellis. What do you think the call is right there?
So this is going to be staying with Farmingdale. You know, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little surprised that was the call. Looked like the Dalers may have been the ones sitting on that ball. I thought it might go back to West Islip, but it instead stays with the Dalers, looking to cash in.
Shot will go wide. Easy backup for Farmingdale.
I think this is a big possession here for Farmingdale.
Absolutely, I 100% agree with you there.
Yeah, don't want to fall behind by 3 here, because if they don't score a goal, you know, West Islip, they will have some time, assuming they do get the ball back before the end of the quarter here. So I think this is a big possession for the Dalers.
Ball up high.
Within one.
Passed over to the right side of the goal line. Shot taken, and from an angle, Vine is finally beaten.
And the Dalers, they do cash in on that possession, as that one scored by number 22, Sean Schumeyer. The lefty ripper, the low finish there. And it is now a 4-3 game.
And how quickly the momentum can shift at this point, Ellis, if you can get back-to-back goals. Because, hey, I'm not on the sideline right now, but I have a feeling that you have faith in your guy, J.J. Damo, to go out there and to get another possession for these Dalers.
Yeah, now down 4-3, now you're definitely thinking about tying up this game going into halftime. Again, that's a big difference, 4-3 to 5-2. So it's in fact 4-3, and now with 51 seconds.
False start. Damo will come away with it again.
Yep, so Damo gets credit for that win. So another possession for the Dalers.
Damo getting into some trouble, though, finds an outlet pass, gets it to Schumeyer. Check that. Make that number 19 Catone with the ball before the timeout is called. So all 4 timeouts used between these two sides, and we'll get a little bit of a breather to discuss this final shot because, Ellis, 53 seconds on the shot clock, 41 on the game clock. It's tie or bust at this point for Farmingdale.
Yeah, well, that's a good timeout by Coach Dunn because you can't carry them into the second half. You get 2 in each half. So with 41 seconds left here in the second quarter, that's definitely the time to use it. So, yeah, I think you got to feel good if you're Farmingdale right now. Again, now you're really thinking about trying to tie up this game going into halftime. But just to creep back within 1, I think that was so important for the Dalers. And, again, with Damo having himself a day at the face-off X, winning that possession, now you're trying to tie up this game going into the half. And you try to see if you can carry that late quarter momentum into the second half of this game.
Absolutely. And if you're on the West Islip side of the equation, you also have to be thinking, listen, at a point in this quarter, we looked like we were going to run away with this game potentially. You know, Vine was making save after save after save, which was kind of canceling out the face-off wins that Damo was getting. And because of that, you could have seen a world where West Islip got up 2, 3, 4 goals. Now it's a little different. They have to mentally reset.
Yeah, well, I think if you're West Islip, again, the same way Farmingdale, they got to feel good about their chances to try to tie up this game. West Islip, they have to feel really good about coming up with a defensive stance the way Travis Vine has played in the net. Like, you got to feel good about your chances with him coming up with a save here to end this second quarter. And, you know, you talk about the face-off X, Kevin. I think one of the differences between this game being played in 2024 versus 2025 is the shot clock. So that does kind of balance things out.
100%.
Whereas, like, Farmingdale would have probably been dominating time of possession if not for the shot clock now in high school lacrosse here in New York.
Schumeyer, a shot, and Vine with another save. The ball will sail to the far sideline and out. 21 seconds left now. Shot clock will reset. Not that that particularly matters at this point anyways.
Yeah, Farmingdale with just 21 seconds left. Again, they can play for that final shot here of the second quarter.
Schumeyer trusted once more. Holds on to it and then sends it to the near side. Good shimmy shake around Nick Henry, who will trip up his man. A flag is going to go up, and West Islip, despite getting the ball, will give it right back over. Man-up opportunity, Ellis, with 6 seconds left in the half now.
Yeah, so now if you're Farmingdale with just 6 seconds left, now you're going to look to hold the ball here because with that flag going into halftime, they would in fact get the ball to start the third quarter, and we wouldn't have that face-off. So now look for the Dalers to just kind of hold it here and run out these last 6 seconds of the second quarter.
Easy enough to do.
Yeah, it's all about the little things and just being smart.
Just waiting for the referees to give the official signal. As we're getting a quick conversation on the near sideline between the coaching staff from West Islip and our head referee.
So the ball is with Dean Cott.
And he'll just back up like you said.
Yeah, he'll let this time run out here to go into halftime. So the Dalers, they'll get the ball to open up the third quarter. So we have a 4-3 game here after 2 quarters of play. So why don't we take a quick break, Kevin?
Yep.
We'll take some time, and we'll be back shortly with the start of the second half.
And we are back here on the LILJ YouTube channel, brought to you by the LI Sports Network, the greatest combination to ever exist in lacrosse on Long Island. Ellis, we're through 24 minutes here. Still got a whole second half to play in front of us. There's been a collective 7 goals. Not exactly a high-scoring game. There's a couple of reasons for that, but I want you to first start off by talking about Travis Vine.
Yeah, Travis Vine for West Islip. He had a tremendous first half for the Lions. Like I was saying in the first half of this game, both goalies really seeing no shortage of shots, but we have this low-scoring game due to the goaltending, and Travis Vine, not only has he done a great job of coming up with the initial saves, but again, those rebounds can be tough to gauge a lot of times for a goaltender, and if it bounces the wrong way, it can end up leading to a goal for the opposition. But Vine has done a great job of making the initial saves and also gauging those rebounds. And we've seen him making some great effort plays as well, laying his body on the line, coming up with possessions, winning the chase for the ball.
Absolutely. So we'll start off in a man up right now for Farmingdale as they try to tie this game 4-3. Like you said, they avoid the face-off because they brought the man up into the second half.
Yeah, so the Dalers getting that flag late in that second quarter. And of course, with only 6 seconds left, you just hold it. So now you get the ball to open up the third here. And they'll look to take advantage of the man up and try to tie up the game at 4.
Vine might get tested here, and he's beaten on the stick side. 4-4 the score, and it's a quick tally.
So the Dalers, they do take advantage of that man up, and the goal is scored by the freshman, Jack Watrous.
Top left side right there, Ellis.
He stings that one, and the feed there by Dean Cott. And so from 4-2 to 4-4, we have a brand new game here. Nice job by the Dalers on that man up to tie up the score at 4 apiece.
How about Jack Watrous getting the call to start on varsity as a freshman? Good sign for him.
Yeah, that's a huge deal, especially for a storied program like Farmingdale, where a lot of times they certainly rely on their upperclassmen, their juniors and seniors. So that is a huge deal for Jack Watrous being on this varsity team in his freshman year.
So Faulkner will come away with a ground ball off the face-off and get it to his offensive teammates. Ball given over to the left alley. We're a minute through the third quarter, and yet we already have a goal. Farmingdale going to want to capitalize on this offense, but they need a defensive stand first. Derek Busking giving it off to the right. West Islip setting up in the middle of the slot now. Quinn Riley. Nice shimmy shake and a spin move. Riley has his hands free down low. The shot will go wide off to the left, and Derek Busking is there for the backup.
And I like the take there by Quinn Riley. I think that's a shot that he will definitely live with. Just not on cage there, but possession remains with West Islip.
16 seconds on the shot clock. Lions have to pick it up a little bit. Nick Henry gives it to the middle. Shot taken. It's a bouncing ball all the way out of bounds.
So this will stay with West Islip.
No reset, importantly.
Yeah, they don't get the reset. I think the West Islip fan base was thinking that hit the post, but not according to our officials. So now just 4 to shoot.
Busking has to find a pass out in front, gets it to Henry, wires one on net, and it will sail out of bounds.
So that will, in fact, be a shot clock violation. That shot there not on cage. So possession once again will be going back to the Dalers.
So Matt Hughes can start off this clear. Hughes has to thank his defense a little bit there. They put up a good stand in front of him. Schwarz was there for the ride, but avoided nonetheless by Farmingdale. They'll work it up the near sideline.
Yeah, good job by Schwarz on the ride. Nicely done. And this is actually going to be a turnover because the Dalers, even though you have the 60 seconds on the shot clock, the referees still keep track of time clearing the ball onto the offense before the shot clock starts. And I think we got to give a lot of credit to Will Schwarz there on the ride. And now a flag is down So this will be a free play for West Islip.
On net once more, and Hughes with a good stick save. So go to the man up now as you had the flag down and around the 40-yard line. Derek Busking was the one who was fouled and obviously got it for his team. 9:35 to play in the quarter.
So the flag on the Dalers looks like that is assessed to Mangio. So number 42 on the Dalers, Jake Mangio.
The senior defensive midfielder. That's going to be a tough loss to go into a man down opportunity with.
Yeah, so now it's up to West Islip to cash in here on the man up. And we've seen a couple of times going back to the first half, teams being able to take advantage of the penalties that they've drawn, turning those man up opportunities into goals.
Ball off over to X. Derek Busking giving it back up top for Will Shores. Will Shores trying to shake free and has it poked loose. West Islip will get onto it first. Good speed from Nick Henry. Henry to the high slot. Back over to Shores. Man up opportunity is now over, and the shot will go off to the left. Another flag comes out at the last second. Out of trouble and then right back into it.
Yeah, so that flag on the Dalers, that's going to be on number 33, Aiden McGivery. So once again, this is going to remain with West Islip here.
Once again, one of your starting defensemen, not exactly the guy you want kneeling on the sideline while you have to kill one of these opportunities. 9:01 left in the quarter. As we just wait for the signal from the referees. Looks like Derek Busking will start off this play.
Yeah, and the first penalty, by the way, did expire.
Yes.
So it is still man up, one man up for West Islip as opposed to two men up.
Which we have seen already. Shot taken, top right. Will Shores on the board.
The sophomore, William Schwartz, cashing in on the man up. That one was nothing but high heat. And he gives West Islip the 5-4 lead.
Just way too much room for Will Shores to work with and not score.
Yeah, you don't want to leave Will Schwartz open like that. So Schwartz, he already entered this matchup with 10 points through 2 games, 5 goals and 5 assists. And now you can add another goal to his ledger. And it's West Islip back in front, 5-4.
Interesting development here, Ellis. I don't know if you caught it as you were reading off the stats. Faulkner was in for the faceoff.
Yeah, you know, that's all about making adjustments because West Islip, they've kind of seen the way the possession game has gone at the X with J.J. Damo kind of in command a bit at the faceoff X. So anything to kind of shake things up if you're West Islip. Of course, Coach Cork and that West Islip coaching staff and sideline always going to make adjustments to try to tweak things in their favor.
So Derek Busking will come over to the sideline and take a knee. So a man-up opportunity back the other way. Once again, another opportunity to tie this game now at 5 for the Dalers.
So we just saw West Islip take advantage. Now it's up to the Dalers as they run their man-up offense to try to even up the score once again.
Can number 16 stay hot? Watrous with the last goal gets another look off in the right alley. Instead flips it to the near side with Kama. They'll play catch and go. Back with Watrous again to Kama. His matchup is against Faulkner. Not exactly the best one. Pass down low. Farmingdale on the doorstep, finding some room now. Vine, I don't think he was tested. Farmingdale hold on to it. Back to the slot. Shot taken, and it's right into the stick of Vine. Shuts that play down with 7:57 remaining in the quarter. Turnover on the transition, though. Down low, and another goal.
So the Dalers off the turnover. The goal there scored by Sean Schumeyer. And it's now a 5-5 game. But just a huge turn of events right there.
Yep.
As West Islip initially coming up with the save, but then unable to clear. Nice job by the Dalers on the ride and it results in the second of the game for Schumacher, tying the score at 5 apiece.
Vine not able to shut it down twice. That would have been a tall task to ask of him. I mean, in transition, those are the easiest goals for offense to score. It's just too much space.
Yeah, you know, of course, you're not going to save everything. And again, it was a tough spot off the turnover. Nice job by the Dalers. Give them credit for forcing it and taking advantage of what was a rare transition goal in this game.
I love that adjustment from Damo. We've seen him get very aggressive on these face-offs to try to push the ball forward. This time he pulls it back into him, into his team, and gets the quick possession over to his defense. Big hack coming out from number 7, Nick Henry. Not able to force a turnover there. Ball does hit the floor and now is loose. Farmingdale pushing around for it, and it will come away for West Islip.
And that's a great job by West Islip, and give credit to Max Tate, number 40, coming up with that GB. But just like that.
We're going to get an off-ball push, I believe, here, Ellis. The call will go against Farmingdale, so another man-up opportunity for the Lions.
Man, so we have not seen a shortage of flags coming in this game. I mean, no surprise between two teams that, of course, want to win this game. Wouldn't necessarily call this a rivalry per se, but these two teams do get together every year typically, at least since they have no longer had to worry about potentially facing each other in the Long Island Championship game. So, of course, both teams want to win this matchup, so no surprise with the physicality in this one.
Nick Henry will start the playoff over to Will Shores, most recent goal scorer in the game. Henry gets the rock again for Schwartz. Down low to the goal. Derek Busking will bring it around to X. Could have fed it out in front there. I think he had an option. Instead, it comes over to Will Shores on the right side. Fake shot right there, Ellis. That could have had some heat on it.
Yeah, a little hitch, but trying to move the ball is West Islip. Instead, it hits the deck.
Ground ball, an important one coming up. Still loose, and Farmingdale come away with it. Hit out of bounds. Where are the referees going to signal this one? Ball over to West Islip.
No, it looks like actually we're going to get a timeout.
Wow, that was
for
a quick
the Dalers. Yeah, they do get the timeout. So this is going to be staying with Farmingdale. And great timing by the Daler sideline, getting that timeout called. So they're going to get the ball coming out here.
Again, these timeouts for possession, Ellis, it's been a story all game. I saw the referees point to the right side of our screen. I thought that was indicative of possession, but I didn't realize that in that split second the timeout was called.
Yeah, you know, really it's really all about timing, and also to the referees, of course, being able to see the signal or hear the sideline calling for it, because you could lose possession in a split second.
Absolutely.
And you may not be granted the timeout, but kudos to Farmingdale getting it called. And so they're going to look to get the ball back up to their offense coming out of this. But you know, Kevin, I think both teams kind of see the way that this game is going. It's really been back and forth, no team leading by more than 2 goals in this game. And like we talked about in the first half, each possession is so important. It's really crucial to value each of these possessions. So again, I can definitely see why the Dalers took that timeout, because you want to get the ball back up to your offense and try to capture the lead here.
And also talking about just the dominance of J.J. Damo, you're not guaranteed to get touches.
Right, that's another thing. If you're Farmingdale and you're able to score, then when you go back to the face-off X, you got to like your chances if you're the Dalers, the way this game has gone so far. The trend has definitely been in favor of Damo at the face-off X. So now coming out of this timeout, possession is going to start with Mangio, as he'll try to get this ball up to their offense. Can redirect over to Hughes if he likes.
Hughes obviously has been very comfortable handling the ball at all points this game. With it right now, Hughes still going. He'll take it over the halfway line. Hughes through some traffic now, and a big hit. That's a turnover, and Farmingdale get it right back, Ellis.
Oh, that is just a huge GB by Dean Cott, because the Dalers, they would have been in some trouble if that was in fact a turnover. So huge credit to Dean Cott for saving that possession for Farmingdale.
Saving a potential goal right there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, because Hughes was, of course, so far out of the cage. Could have been a breakaway opportunity and possibly an empty netter for West Islip. So nice job by Cott.
Schumeyer over to Kama now. Flips it to the right side. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Farmingdale trying to rock with it. Shot off the ground, will bounce to the end line. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Farmingdale have to take this a little bit quicker. The reset will come through now. Kama getting free, not on a sharp or not on a nice angle. It was a sharp angle. Ball temporarily onto the field. Schumeyer picks it back up. Now over to Watrous. He'll back all the way out to the logo, Ellis. They got 36 seconds. They know what kind of time they have to work with.
Yeah, Watrous definitely serving that shot clock. Dalers now inside of 30, so still time to work with.
Kama back over to the right side. Matchup against Faulkner. Faulkner keeping him to the extremities. Speed up coming, wraparound attempt, out in front. Vine was beaten, flag pulled. Goal will be good, Ellis.
Flags are flying out, but it is a good goal for Josh Kama, and that gives the Dalers a 6-5 lead. Oh, what a strong finish there.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The contact that Kama ate in order to get that shot off. That's a gritty play.
Gritty is right, Kevin, and he was certainly unfazed by the contact. And for Farmingdale, they jump in front here in this third quarter.
So go back to the face-off. Faulkner still there. J.J. Damo still there. 4:47 to play in the third quarter. 6-5. It's a Farmingdale lead, which is something I haven't said a lot. And here comes Damo with the ball again. In transition, he'll score. Dominance from J.J. Damo, and he'll get on the score sheet as well.
J.J. Damo, face off, stay on. And just like that, as we can see from our booth here, the celebrations by that Daler sideline fired up with the Sellies there. But J.J. Damo, you know, you kind of had a feeling, Kevin, that it may have only been a matter of time before Damo was going to find the back of the net, just with his ability and his command at the face-off X. And he saw daylight, and he took full advantage there. And it's now a 7-5 lead for the Dalers.
Delgado back to it, and it's going to be a quick false start. So J.J. Damo with another win. This time he won't go to the house. He'll give this off to his offense as they try to extend to a 3-goal lead. Farmingdale with a little bit more pep in their step now as well.
Yeah, now if you're the Dalers, the momentum has seemingly shifted in their favor in this third quarter. And now they're just looking to add to this lead that they've built here in this third quarter.
Watrous will get it and give it back. 30 seconds on the shot clock as you can hear the Farmingdale sideline call out. Ball does hit the floor and taken away quickly by the Lions. This transition is important and is already botched.
Oh, man, just unfortunate there for West Islip, because it was a nice job by Angelo Lenteri, number 5, coming up with the GB initially, but unable to clear. So another possession for Farmingdale. But still, again, so much time left in this game. So again, West Islip, it's just about settling in, being able to come up with a stop, and again, just being able to clear the ball up to their offense successfully.
It's been a while since this Lions team has gotten a solid offensive look. Starting to get starved out with these possessions as well. It's something that a dominant Fogo can give you. A shot will go a little high. He's actually going to say that was touched by Vine. So we get a reset on the shot clock.
Yeah, so this one, another fresh possession in favor of Farmingdale. And yeah, West Islip spending a lot of time on the defensive end these last few minutes here. So again, I think this is again potentially a turning point here. If West Islip can get a stop and clear the ball up to their offense, you're looking to get right back within one. But
You
of
can
course,
see
the
them
Dalers with other ideas.
working with this time right now as well. Schumacher will give it up. Watrous, high slot, 24 seconds. Ellis, it feels like they've been down here for 3 minutes at this point.
Yeah, and again, I think, they've done a good job initially of getting stops, but just unable to clear the ball successfully.
Good interruption from Faulkner right there. Now 9 seconds on the shot clock, and Farmingdale is still extremely far from the goal. Watrous will just give it up. Smart play to just let it roll on the ground. They'll take the shot clock violation, give it back over to West Islip, but they'll importantly be able to set up this full man ride if they elect for it.
Yeah, that's one of those where you're just kind of accepting your fate there of the shot clock violation. And like you said, getting a chance to now set up your defense and your ride. Because West Islip having some difficulties clearing, and the ball hits the deck.
Still loose. Farmingdale look like they'll get a solid touch on it. Get a whistle coming out from the referees with 1:52 left in the quarter. 7-5 game, 2-goal lead for Farmingdale. It's the biggest lead they've had. And
Yeah,
West Islip will come away with the rock.
Yeah, it's been a turning point because West Islip, they once had that 2-goal lead at 4-2. So the scoring since then in favor of Farmingdale, 5-1. So now it's West Islip looking for an answer here. Again, I think this is a big possession as we approach 90 seconds remaining in quarter number 3.
Harville setting up his pick for his teammates to work around. Given over to Derek Busking now. He finds some room, flips it over to his left. Shot taken, and Hughes a save.
Yeah, Hughes all over that shot for the Dalers. So West Islip unable to find the back of the net there, but doing a good job on this ride.
Great job coming out.
Yeah, nicely done, but Farmingdale, man, unfazed and able to get the ball up to their offense. And you have about a 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So another chance here where Farmingdale could play for the final possession of the quarter.
Given over to Cott. Kama. To the middle of the field, quickly touched by Schumacher, and he'll give it to the right side. Kama had that great goal earlier on, Ellis. Through that contact, you could look to turn to him to get something around the net again. That could be a strong option for Farmingdale.
Yeah, that was definitely a big boy take by Kama on that goal. And again, that was kind of a turning point in this third quarter.
Schumacher on the wrap attempt will sail it wide. Ball will go out of bounds. Backup does belong to Farmingdale, so they'll bring it in from the near side.
So now it's Dean Cott with 9 on the shot clock.
Cott just has to beeline straight to the goal. Cott out in front. His shot down low and in.
Oh, man, and that is just a blow by Dean Cott, just showcasing his speed there. And we also have a flag as well.
Yep.
So the Dalers, they get the goal with 4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And that was just Cott, again, using that foot speed, being able to blow by his defender and get the angle and the finish for now an 8-5 lead for Farmingdale.
Caught a little slow to get onto the sideline as well, so looks like he's in some pain after taking that contact. And it will be a slashing call.
So the penalty is actually assessed to Cott.
Oh, it is?
For an unsportsmanlike. So that's a 1-minute penalty for the Dalers. So now with 4 seconds left here in this third quarter, West Islip they can just hold here, and they'll get the ball to open up quarter number 4.
So Ellis, 8-5.
Yeah, so I
What
think,
a quarter coming out.
yeah, the Dalers, they controlled that third quarter for sure. And so they have to like where they're at heading into the fourth. I know you definitely don't want the unsportsmanlike after that goal, but you'll take the goal for sure because this 3-goal lead is their largest, really, and either side's largest lead of the game.
And talk about a tight game as well. The first team that really got to this 3-goal threshold probably would feel good. And, well, the fact that it's J.J. Damo's team that has that 3-goal lead, you can really start to see Farmingdale suffocate the Lions.
Yeah, well, I think the Dalers, they definitely have to like where they're at. And, again, with their ability to win face-offs, that's been huge for them as well. But, again, that penalty on Farmingdale to end that third quarter. Let's see if West Islip can take advantage there, because that's huge now for them, not having to go to the face-off X, starting off with possession to open up the fourth quarter. So if you can take advantage and cut this to a 2-goal game very early in the fourth quarter, then you can try to start to see the momentum shift in your favor if you're the Lions.
2 goals in 11 minutes sounds a lot better than 3 goals in 12.
For sure, but there is still a lot of time in this game, and all it takes is the ball bouncing one way for things to kind of change. And, you know, it's interesting, Kevin, because the LILJ, we were actually at a game yesterday at Northport High School between them and Huntington, and Huntington was actually down by 3 goals with about a minute 30, a minute 40 left in the game, and managed to rattle off 3 goals to force overtime. So we've definitely seen crazier things happen. So West Islip, they may be down, but certainly not out. And again, starting off with the ball here to open up the fourth quarter, let's see if they can take advantage of the man up here.
That's the kind of insight you're only going to get from Ellis. That's why you got to listen here on the Long Island Sports Network, brought to you by LILJ. Go check out their, they got some pretty good articles over there, I hear.
Hey, LILaxjournal.com, and on Instagram at LILaxjournal.
So West Islip, let's see if they can get within 3, or within 2. They're in 3 right now. Quinn Riley giving it down low. Shot will sail out of bounds and go over to Will Schwartz, who will bring it back in from the end line. Schwartz. Now over to Nick Henry. Back to Schwartz. He's had some good goals so far. Derek Buskin gets a touch. Over to his brother now, Chase. Quinn Riley operates. I want to talk about another name. Hazelton, not in the starting lineup, but he's gotten a lot of time today, Alice.
Yeah, and I think for West Islip, it's just a matter of taking advantage of the matchups.
Right there is exactly what they were looking for. Out in front, and Busking finds one.
And you know what that was, Kevin? That was Busking to Busking. The duo of Chase and Derek. The finish by Chase, the feed by Derek. And they do cash in on that man up. We now have an 8-6 game.
That's exactly what you were talking about, Ellis. Getting a goal in the man-up opportunity changes the face of this game and just allows you to have a little bit more confidence for the remaining 11-16 in regulation.
Yeah, that's really just what the doctor ordered for West Islip. And I'm sure the Busking brothers, they've done that a time or two, playing with each other in the backyard, having that sibling connection right there.
Damo coming away with it again. Faulkner not able to beat him out. Faulkner is on the chase, and Damo is carrying it with one hand. Checked from behind as well from Nick Henry, but Damo stays strong through all of it.
Yeah, that's really good stick control by Damo, not letting that ball pop free.
Now Damo hits the floor himself, still somehow controlling the rock.
Nicely done by J.J. Damo. Again, West Islip really being relentless with their defense right there, knowing that they got to try to force another offensive possession. And first come up with a stop here.
Watrous gets the feed over from Schumacher, will take the rock to the far side of the field, stops up. Schumacher with it again, calling for a pick. He's guarded by Nick Henry. Moving right. Watrous potentially winding up sidearm right now, thinks better of his options.
Now just 3 to shoot for the Dalers.
Watrous trying to get out in front. The pass won't be in time. The shot clock violation will sound, and that's the defensive stand.
Yes, that is the defensive stance that they needed. So West Islip doing a great job of forcing the shot clock violation. Now it's all about just being able to clear the ball up to their offense.
They do get the clear going. Finding it over to the dangerous Quinn Riley. Good spin move from him. Works to the center of the field. Will Schwartz put both his hands up on the far side. Ellis telling his team to slow down. 50 seconds on the shot clock. 9:43 in the game. Plenty to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a smart thing to do, especially after spending a full possession on defense there. Want to be a little bit deliberate with this offensive possession and not force the issue.
Nick Henry looking to dodge. He's getting whacked at. The ball will hit the ground. Henry finding the quick scoop, looking for a passing options, eats some more contact, and finally finds it to Chase Busking.
That was a nice knockaway by Galgano of Farmingdale, but West Islip able to keep possession alive.
Derek getting free, and his shot will go wide off to the right. Backup was there from Schwartz.
So now 11 to shoot. West Islip has to be aware of the short time on the shot clock.
Schwartz bringing it in. Schwartz with 10 seconds. Pass out in front, and it's a backdoor goal.
What a feed by Will Schwartz. A frozen rope just dropping a dime, and the quick stick finish there by Chase Busking.
2-7 has been all over these last couple of plays, Ellis.
Schwartz, the sophomore, with the feed and the finish.
I point out Derek right there because of the way that I think he put a little bit of a question mark about where that ball was going, because both him and his brother were crashing in on the net. Comes through, and Chase Buskings ends up getting it for the tally. But listen, you were talking about playing in the backyard together. I think that's shining in these last couple of moments.
So West Islip, back-to-back goals to make this a one-goal game. Now the Dalers, they're looking for an answer here to try to stem this momentum that's in favor of the Lions right now.
Schumacher will settle things down. In the same way the Lions did, Farmingdale has to know that they're in as good, if not better, position right now. Momentum might not be on their side, but the score is.
Yeah, and of course, both sides know that this is a game of runs, as West Islip looking for the turnover there. Like, this is a sport that is built on being a game of runs. So it's all just a matter of being able to weather the storm. But West Islip with another great defensive stance. So they force a Dalers turnover, and now they're getting this ball back, looking to get it to their offense to try to tie up the game.
Sending it to the far sideline right now. 8 minutes left in regulation. Haven't talked about Travis Vine as much as he'll send this into the offensive end. Derek Busking comes away with it. Quick pass over to Schwartz. He collects and settles. Talk about Will Schwartz being a spiritual leader for this team right now.
Yeah, and Will Schwartz, only a sophomore. So Coach Cork and West Islip getting in for another 2 more years.
Henry will put it well wide of the cage. From the far sideline, the ball will be rolled in and reaches Quinn Riley. West Islip on the precipice of tying this game. Quinn Riley with some speed down Main Street. Gets it to the goal line extended. Busking giving it back up top. Shot is in!
And there
From
it is.
distance, Ellis.
There it is. The game-tying goal by number 28, Nick Clematis.
Look at that distance. Clematis just going down low on Matt Hughes, and it does hit the back of the net. Frustration for the Dalers, elation for the Lions.
From 8-5 to 8-8, we have ourselves a brand new game once again.
Got to talk about the importance of this face-off coming up right here.
Yes, this is a big face-off with 7:12 left in the quarter. This is huge with West Islip trying to make it 4 unanswered.
Damo flips it behind himself and does come away with it. Now Farmingdale will set up, trying to clear this ball. A great stick from Busking, does hit the deck. Busking comes away with it. Empty net, no good. Rebound, they score! Will Schwartz, the sophomore, staying in there and getting the goal. And West Islip have the lead.
What a play for West Islip. First of all, a great job by Chase Busking on the ride, forcing the turnover. Then it's deflected by the Dalers, but it's all about sticking with the play. And once again, the sophomore, Will Schwartz, he is there for the scoop and score. And West Islip, they now have themselves a 9-8 lead with just inside of 7 minutes remaining in the game.
An improbable goal made a reality. Now the face-off is a little bit more competitive. Faulkner trying to get in there. Damo sees the ball but can't scoop it, but it comes away from Farmingdale anyways. Poked free once more. Ball still loose, flipped away, and Farmingdale regain. Whistle from the referees, and it will go to West Islip. Flags out onto the field.
Wow, so the momentum is fully with the home team right now. And for West Islip, now with the 9-8 lead, of course, that play moments ago, remember that one for certain if they do end up holding on to win this game.
So we're going to get a delay a game penalty coming up. That's what the flags were out for, Ellis. And listen, momentum, you said it was swung, fully swung. Couldn't agree more. West Islip is operating with house money right now.
Well, yeah, there's still a lot of time in this game for sure, with this just being a one-goal game.
Absolutely.
But yes, they definitely have to feel good. Up a goal and up a man here. Looking to take a 2-goal lead.
What a cannon from Busking. Goes all the way to the far sideline and out. Reset on the shot clock will come through.
Yeah, so another fresh 60 for West Islip here.
West Islip, give it over. Henry. Busking, now Riley. Busking again, door front, Busking scores! Make it chase for the goal. 6 minutes left, and it's 10-8 for the Lions.
Number 4 for Chase Busking. He is having himself a game, and that goal was actually scored just seconds after the penalty had expired. So the teams just had gone back to even strength, but Busking, he delivers, and that puts West Islip up 2 with exactly six minutes remaining here in this fourth quarter.
If you're wondering how Ellis has all these stats right available, he's got a pen and a piece of paper. That simple.
Oh yeah, love to write them down.
Obviously not as hard as scoring a baseball game, but it's still an enjoyable process. Damo will get another face-off win for his side as they're now down by 2 goals. The Lions are on an absolute heater right now, and a man that could keep that fire going is Travis Vine.
Yeah, and you know also, Kevin, thinking back to how this fourth quarter started, again, it was West Islip starting off with the man up, which was huge because you didn't have the face-off, and that opening goal on the man up really kind of started this complete momentum shift in their favor.
Watrous taken out at the legs. That will go down as a penalty. And so now the Dalers with a man up of their own.
Yeah, so now it's on Farmingdale to take advantage of this moment where they get the man up here on the West Islip penalty. So if you're West Islip, again, you want to be smart here. You don't want to take those penalties because, as I was saying, that's what kind of got them back in the game, starting off with the man up to open the fourth. Now it's the Dalers with a chance to creep back within one.
I want to throw it back to something Ellis said a couple minutes ago. Lacrosse is a game of streaks. This is a game of streaks right in front of us. If you are West Islip, you do not want to allow the Dalers to get one of their own. Down by 2 goals, that can quickly get evaporated.
Yeah, again, if you're Farmingdale, you're thinking get a goal, win the face-off. That's what you have to be thinking. You cut this to a 1-goal game. Then again, you like your chances with Damo at the face-off X. But first things first, they got to try to take advantage of the man up here.
So the refs want to reset on the shot clock from that most recent shot. So we're going to get a quick pause to get that sorted out.
Yeah, we're having 2 of our referees have a discussion here just to make sure everything is tidied up here.
.443 left in regulation. It's a 10-8 game. Lions still with 2 timeouts remaining. The Dalers with 1.
So the shot clock to this point has not been reset. It still sits at 35 seconds. The West Islip coaching staff getting an explanation.
Now, from my vantage point and from our vantage point, Ellis, I thought that shot hit out on the outside of the goal, but it will go back to 60 now.
Yes, now we do in fact get the reset. So a fresh 60 for the Dalers on this offensive possession.
That's great for them. Just gives you a little bit more time to operate, but they do need a play with a little bit of urgency. Pass out in front, and a man went down. No flag on the play right there, and West Islip will come away with the ground ball. Flipped ahead to Faulkner. He tries to burn it up the far sideline. Faulkner, now with his team in transition, they'll look potentially for another goal and will settle down. They'll take the breath, Ellis, and use the full 55. Will Schwartz with the rock on the far sideline.
Yeah, smart by West Islip right now. And got to give credit to Angelo Lanteri on the defensive end, number 5, who initially came up with that ground ball before he sent it up the field to Mickey Faulkner.
Nick Henry with some room. Henry, a shot and a goal. Number 7 makes it 11.
Nick Henry, the Manhattan University commit, the senior, coming up with a huge goal there to add to that West Islip lead. Again, this was once an 8-5 game in favor of the Dalers. Now it's 11-8, the home team in front. And that is what you got to do if you're West Islip down the stretch here in these final minutes. Just add those insurance goals with now inside of 4 minutes remaining in the game.
Now, I'm no mathematician, but from 5 to 11 sounds like a 6-goal run, and that is absolutely dominant from West Islip. They're back to the face-off dot, and it will go the way of the Dalers. J.J. Damo gets to the whistle to get things going. We'll pass it off. Ellis, do you feel at this point in the game that the Dalers have to get one right here?
Oh, 100%. Now inside of 4 minutes remaining. Look, winning the face-offs is one thing, but that's only half the battle. Now, down by 3 with 3:30 remaining, now it's about putting the ball in the back of the net, because West Islip, they got to be feeling good about where they're at right now with this 3-goal advantage.
Schumacher controls. Has Watrous as a passing option. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Schumacher out in front on the doorstep. It was broken up, and the ground ball is taken by Faulkner. He still controls, needs an option, finds it to the near sideline.
Big GB by Mickey Faulkner. And this is going to result
Timeout.
in a timeout, yup, for West Islip. So they'll take one here. This, I believe, their first of the second half, so they also do have one more remaining. But now if you're West Islip, you're starting to see the finish line just a bit.
Absolutely.
Again, with still 3:04 left, again, anything can happen, especially after, like I had said a little while ago, what happened yesterday in the Northport-Huntington game. But if you're West Islip, you definitely have to be feeling great about where you're at. And now it's just about being smart and being a bit deliberate with your possessions offensively. Because now with a 3-goal lead, it's not about necessarily goal scoring. Now it's just about goal prevention to keep that lead.
Got to think about this in terms of time at this point. Time is the most precious thing left in this game. You look at the 60 seconds, you look at the 3:04, you can shave that down all the way to 2:04 with still a 3-goal lead even if you don't score. That's a perfect place to be if you're West Islip.
100%. Now, I will say this, Kevin. This, again, with the shot clock, it just makes it that much more interesting because without the shot clock, this is a situation where you know that West Islip coming out of the timeout would really just try to play keep away for those final 3:04. But now with the shot clock, it gives Farmingdale a great chance to get a few more possessions in this game. So they are down, but still not out just yet.
And again, a big reason why we're saying that, J.J. Damo. It's about the amount of possessions that he has won for his team that make this game very much a possibility. What is important, what needs to happen besides Damo, is potentially a stop right here, but when the Dalers get these opportunities, to sink them into the back of the net, to somehow figure out Travis Vine.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things, too, for West Islip, they've done a much better job since the first quarter of being able to clear the ball.
Nick Henry with tons of speed.
And they got the empty net.
Henry, airmail to the sideline, won't go out of bounds. The net was dislodged. So the goalie was pulled for Farmingdale, just trying to get extra bodies onto the ball.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where Farmingdale, they're definitely trying to bait West Islip into taking that shot because like we talked about at the face-off X, they know they like their chances there and getting the ball back. So they're trying to ensure themselves another opportunity to get a possession. But West Islip not able to cash in there. But again, not the worst thing in the world, I believe, for them, because they're now just trying to let some of this clock run and protect this 3-goal lead.
Will Shores now over to Nick Henry. They'll play catch and go for the next 30 seconds until they're forced to do something by the shot clock. Quinn Riley in the high slot, making a good move with speed up the right side. Riley lets one fly and will bounce off the turf over to the left.
So the shot there by Riley is backed up by Busking. Still 18 to shoot for West Islip.
Derek Busking will bring it back into play. His matchup against the long stick, spinning off, gets Will Shores as a pick. Busking trying to go to work, his shoulder bumping, and a high goal.
That is, in fact, a grown man's finish by Derek Busking. As we take another look at this one.
Great pick as well coming out from Will Shores.
Yeah, nicely done with the pick, and I like to call that air busking with the finish there to make this now a 12-8 lead with 2:01 remaining.
So 2:01, 4-goal differential. It's going to take a little bit of a miracle for the Dalers to come back into it. All starts right now.
Yeah, it's all about just being able to win that face-off. A perfect scenario for the Dalers would be win the face-off, go right to goal.
Ball is loose. Could West Islip come away with it? Faulkner onto it, had his stick smacked. Does get the GB.
Yeah, big-time GB by Mickey Faulkner. And West Islip, it looks like they will, in fact, use their second and final timeout. So
that does mean 3 of the 4 total timeouts have been used in this half. The last one remains with the Dalers. Question is are they going to have a good opportunity to use it at this point?
Yeah, West Islip again. Now they can really see the finish line, and that was huge. Getting the goal, but also getting the ensuing possession.
So the Farmingdale sideline will go back over to their allotted area. Just some communication going on between the referees and the coaching. Obviously, everyone wants to be informed about what the exact calls are, and our officiating crew has done a great job all night.
Yeah, 100%. This has definitely been a well-officiated game, and this is one of those games when you know that there's 3 officials doing the game. That's how you know this is a big one for sure.
So again, just getting things smoothed over right now. 1:50 remaining in regulation. 12-8 to score. The Lions have gone on a 7-goal run now, Ellis.
Yeah, it's just been a huge offensive spurt for West Islip here in the second half. And like we were saying, they seemingly have all the momentum at this point. And again, they entered this game 2-0 on the young season. So they're looking to remain unbeaten and move to 3-0. And we should note that for West Islip, just looking ahead a little bit, their next matchup is on April 9th against Miller Place.
Watrous brings it up. Stutter step off to his left. Now will pass to the left as well. 1:40 left in regulation. All of these goals have to be quick ones for the Dalers. They can't take their time to settle into any sets. Make it 90 seconds remaining now. Watrous with another touch. Looking to juke around his man. Bring it into the high slot. Push down to the floor. Ground ball coming up. And West Islip have it once more. The clear coming through. Faulkner lost possession. And then Busking comes in for the ball.
And we should note, because now West Islip does use that timeout. So previously, just moments ago, that was not in fact a timeout.
Yes.
As Farmingdale did end up getting the ball after that stoppage of play. So West Islip, they did not use a timeout there moments ago. So they still had one left in their back pocket.
I believe it was an intended timeout from the West Islip sideline that the referee said they couldn't use because the possession had already gone back over to the Dalers.
Right, the Dalers did get that possession back. So therefore, West Islip not able to use that timeout. But again, with that extra timeout being in their back pocket still, they now use it with 1:18 remaining in the game.
So 1:18 left in regulation. Ellis, what do you think these two sidelines are telling to their teams if you could be a fly on the wall right now?
Yeah, well, if you're West Islip, again, you got to be feeling great about where you're at, on the verge of getting this win. It's just about being smart, being disciplined, and this final 1:18 seconds. And if you're Farmingdale, again, the game is not over until the clock officially runs out. So you do what you can to try to apply some pressure and force a turnover. But again, even on both sides, really, it's just about being smart at this point. You know, you live to fight another day. We are very early in the season. And this, of course, a non-league matchup. So these teams definitely have their sights set on bigger things ahead as well in their league games.
Just do want to give a highlight of Will Schwartz right now. Second half that he's been having.
Yeah, Will Schwartz, the sophomore, he's delivered in a big way for West Islip, helping them go on this run. And got to give him credit again. Just a big-time player for this program.
Nick Henry will bring this below the goal line. Stops up. He's just trying to kill time right now. Every second that he eats is a good one for West Islip. And also worth noting, the Dalers not pressing particularly hard right now. I think they've accepted their fate in this game. Down by 4 goals with under 60 ticks remaining. So Ellis, I know that LILJ like to do your post-game awards. Do we have anything like that for this game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We will be giving out some POGs like we do after each game. So definitely want the audience to stay tuned, as we will have multiple POGs that will be given out at the conclusion of this matchup. And the POG picture, as well as also plenty of highlights throughout this game, can be found on the LI Lacrosse Journal Instagram stories.
So ball will be airmailed high into the air. Rin Shimano doing a good job capturing that, as always. Gotta love the work that Rin's doing up there on the camera. 8 seconds left in the game. It's been a dominant run for West Islip. They'll get one last touch. Send it up into the air, and they'll come away victorious, swarming their goalie, Travis Vine, who had a stellar first half and a great second half as well. 12-8, the final score line. Ellis, your thoughts?
West Islip just doing a great job of being able to build that momentum and turn a 3-goal deficit into a 4-goal win. So they now move to 3-0 on the season. And we got the West Islip girls. Shout out to them supporting the boys team here. But West Islip getting the win, 12-8. Great game here at West Islip High School, and just want to thank everyone that tuned in.
Absolutely. So behalf on everyone here, myself, Kevin Broderick, Ellis Joshua, Rowan Hoddick, as well as Rin Shimano up top on the camera, thank you so much for watching. And remember, tune in for all of these Game of the Weeks. LILJ, the LI Sports Network, the best duo for Long Island High School lacrosse. We'll see you next time.